Okay, happy Monday. Do some more Field of Glory Kingdoms here. With Ireland, let me just checking things out, make sure everything's working. Hey, Good Rules, welcome back. Happy Monday. You missed out, Luke Rules. We're up to, I think, 6 or 8 Dwarven Smiths now, and at least 5 of them have their own little Dwarven hammers. So they're going to be cranking the stuff out eventually, I think. Anyway, this is not that. This is Field of Glory. This is a medieval campaign, or I don't know. This isn't technically a 4X game, is it? It's a turn-based strategy game where you try to take over the world. Approximately the year, well, we're currently at 1092. We're playing the Grand Campaign. Supposedly it's 400 turns, supposedly. We're in turn 77, so we're not even a quarter of the way through. And this is the world. When you start, you can pick basically any place that's got a little capital symbol around it, one of the cities. These things. If it's got one of these, that's a kingdom you can play, basically. And how complicated do you want it to be depends really on who you pick. Because got different places to start, that kind of thing. Hey, Tiger, welcome back. But in these type of games, I typically start in Ireland, mainly because it's less hectic. Your enemies are pretty much, fairly well known, and the big boys don't really care about you yet because you're not big enough to be worried about, and so you got time to basically, take care of business here in Ireland. Having said that, we currently own or control 5 regions, provinces, regions. We'll call them regions. We got Southern Neil. I don't know how to UI. How do you pronounce that? Yai? I don't know. We just call it Neil. Anyway, that's where we started here. Then we went up and we took. I think we took Dublin first. Then we went there and we took Argyala. And then we took Leinster, and then we went down here to Desmond. Why didn't we go through Thomond? Because their garrison here is way too big for us still. So we did a little declared war on them, walked through the country. This was it's a Celtic independent region. So we came down here, took that, and now we're just, biding our time until we can get our army big enough to take out their garrison here, which is, if you look at the bottom of the screen, the POW, that's their power. The garrison is at 144, and they've got a little one-man army in there, power of 9. Our army is currently sitting at a power of 110. And do we want to do that? No. I mean, we might win that fight, but I don't think so. So we want to get a little bit stronger. So shouldn't you be using Gaelic names at this time? Neil is a Gaelic name. Dublin is a Gaelic name, I believe. I don't know. I didn't make this. Leinster? I don't know. Argyala. Thomond. I don't know. Desmond? I don't know if there's a Gaelic or not. I don't think so, but there's sort of Gaelic. There's sort of Gaelic, I think. I'm not super familiar with Gaelic, so I've seen it. I've heard it pronounced because I've actually been to Ireland, but I see the Gaelic language and my brain just scrambles. Oh yeah, I know it exists too. At this time period, they should have been speaking mostly Gaelic, if not all Gaelic, but that's not easy to find. Well, I don't know. For historical records, I don't know what the situation is there. It's not that big of a deal. In all honesty, it's really not that big of a deal. I'm pretty sure that is probably a Gaelic name of some kind. This is our people, our this is our family, I guess. We just get married, which we find out that the diplomacy portion of this game is not very deep. As far as this guy was unmarried for a long time when he came into being our glorious leader. He was How long has he been in Prague? He's been ruling for 20 turns. So he came in at 18 years old, and he just did get married. And why don't we go out looking for a wife? Because that's not actually an option. For if you are a male, unmarried male, you don't go out looking for a wife. If you have a daughter, you can go marry her off, but you can't marry off your sons, which is kind of odd. But because you're able to do that in other games of this kind, but you can't here. You have to wait for them to come to you for a marriage proposal type deal, and then even then, you don't even get a choice. The turn just started like you are finally married type deal. Games of Peter Pan read to me gay like I couldn't understand it at all. Well, because it's a different language, Rules. It really is a different language. It's not a language related to English or Polish or French or any of those. It's got its own little family group. And so that when you hear it, it's just like you might hear a couple of sounds and stuff that may sound familiar, but the words are very different. They are very different. So, but anyway, as I was saying, so we're finally married, no kids yet, although we did have a son who is currently 15. I don't know where he came from, but he was there when we came into power, right? Because he's 15. He's been in power for 10 years, so he was 5. Yeah, he was 5 when we came into power. So, there's our dynastic summary stuff. Although this doesn't scroll for some reason. But anyway, not a big deal. So this is our stuff overview. We're still at a stable 2 at. Pretty sure that's Gaelic. And we're supposed to be working towards ascending 2 at, but we got a long way to go before we get there. Just because it's not going well for us, I don't think. So anyway. So he's grown. Yes, he was grown in the cornfield. Anyway. So, once we took Thomond, because normally you just, they have, what do they call it? What is it called? Ledger. That's not it. This screen. Nope, not that one. This one. So this shows these 3 regions are connected to each other. When you can control at least 3 of them, you get this little summary screen. So you can see all 3 territories at once, see where they're at, what your special troop is, provincial unit. So this is a province, connection type deal. And I have a feeling when we take Thomond, it's going to be joined in here. And it's these 4, I think, are going to be connected together. And I know both of the Connacht are connected to their own little province. So that, and I have a feeling once this comes in, like I said, those 4 are connected. I'm surprised these 2 aren't connected, but they might be connected to there. I don't know. Don't try to reason how they did find corn in medieval Europe. Any armored retainers yet? No. I was about to get to that as soon as we cover this stuff. So anyway, so you got a little summary screen here. You just click on the region and you're good to go. And see what see what's going on. So your population, you got your farmers, your workers, commercial, military over here on the right, religious in the middle there, and this is your administration type people. You can move your workers. They're your regular peasants, I should say. You just click on them here, and they become workers. Guys in orange, those are freemen, not fremen, but freemen. They can move to different spots. Like the workers are only stuck between these 2 slots, but the freemen can go up to there. Sometimes they can go, basically, if there was a positive number over here on the right, that means they could work there, but they can't always work in those spots. But there's different types, and like there's a clergyman that can actually become a farmer or a worker, I think it is. And then the noble can either be here or there. Basically just changes your resource building, that kind of thing. Does Mrs. Gimpy want to talk to me? I think Mrs. Gimpy wants to talk to me. Just a second. Okay, problem solved. Anyway, as I was saying, so your people, you can move around, and depending on what they are, depends on where they work. And typically right now what we're doing is we've got one turn until we've got a Freeman cottages are built, and those are going to show up over here in the administration spot. But we're also growing our population, which is going to finish up in 6 turns, and that's based on your food production. Like, we could just move these guys up here, because I don't think... Yeah, it's going to be 1 turn no matter what. So what we do, we move them up here, so producing more food, so we grow the population faster. And just typically, every time the population goes by 1, you get another building slot to work on. Infrastructure... Or, sorry... what's this? Yeah, this is infrastructure. And this just affects what building, or how fast you build stuff. And they also produce different resources like wood or metal, that kind of thing, that can be traded or used for other purposes. Hey, Nendo, welcome back. Like, this is the trade details. So this particular region, that's all that's producing. It's got a natural trade good of fruit, and there's a building that takes advantage of having fruit here. And then manufacture. This is what we're actually, manufacturing in this particular region. So we've got flax, horses, grain, coal, preserved food, and wood. And they're all used for different things. If it's got a nice little plus number to it, that means we're making money from it, or on it. As you can see at the top, we're currently importing 7 gold, and we are still losing 7 gold. I'm not sure where that's going exactly. But, so local and imported. So the wood, see, even though we're producing wood, we're actually using it as well, so it counts as a local commodity, or it's being used, so we're not making money off of it. Preserved food, same deal, and then iron is the same deal as well. And we actually have a sawmill, crude smelter, and charcoal burner. So the charcoal burner is using up the wood, and the smelter is using up the iron that's getting turned into up the screen here, which is metal that you can use as a commerce of types. You can either give it to other kingdoms as a way of trying to garner favor with them, but you also need it in order to maintain your armies as well. And once you get over a certain amount, you take penalties in its production. So in this case, our equipment production of 85 allows us to store at most 80 bundles of ingots fit for weapons and armor making. So because we're 5 over, no, sorry, our equipment production 85 allows us to store at most 80 bundles. So we're at 81, so we're 1 over. So that 1 is going nowhere really. There's nothing. It's not being productive. And a lot of some of the, I shouldn't say a lot, but some of the resources work that way. That's one of them. The other one is manpower, which is over here. In this case, our equipment production of 85 allows us to maintain at most 210 musters of men ready to take arms. And I'm guessing if you go above your maximum, mostly determined by your overall military equipment production, 25% of the extra will be lost each term. So we're actually over where we're supposed to be. Yeah, because we're supposed to be at 210 at most, and we're at 212. So we're barely over, so we're not really losing anything. We're just not getting as much as we could be. Does that make sense? How that number is determined, I still don't know. But anyway, that's that. Other resources, equipment. This is basically the equipment your levies need in order to stay well supplied. Piety, which keep the people, making sure the people that you are, staying on the path so the people don't get upset at you. Stewardship. This is just your the way you are running things, basically. So the higher the number, the better, and all of this stuff. What else? Oh, as far as army units go, so currently we have picked Irish Foot. Those are specific to Ireland. We are only allowed to have 4 currently active. I don't know where they're getting 4 from or why is it only 4, but these are considered standing army units, and you're only allowed so many of these, and they are generally supposed to be cheaper to keep up and running than as opposed to a levy. But again, you're limited into how many you can have. And these guys are all just regular levy units of different types. So we've got the Irish Foot, which is kind of just a slightly lesser version of the picked version. Then we have the Irish Kerns. Then we have the early light javelin, and then the light slingers. Now I did notice off stream that we now have Irish mercenary Kerns. So this is an upgraded unit for us. I don't know if it's actually that better. Attack and defense are 5 and 5, 2 hits, as opposed to these guys. Who are... No, well, these guys are experienced, so their numbers are going to be a little bit different, I think. Are they experienced? Or have they just been upgraded too? Attack bonus, defense bonus, supply use. Yeah, I think that attack and defense bonus are not showing up in the recruits. I think that's how that is. Because these guys, like I said, that's a different name. Could we recruit them? Yes, we could. Do we want to recruit them? Recruit them here. They'll definitely help. And we just got to pay attention to the manpower generation, because every time we recruit a unit, it's usually 5 for the Garrett generation. So this will bring us down to +3. That's okay. We can take them. And I said those are mercenary. We'll be able to compare them a little bit more directly to what we currently have. Hey, Miles, welcome back. Happy Monday. So anyway, so there's that. What else? I think that's the end of my turn. Unless we have questions on what's going on. But where are guys with mail hauberks and great axes? We have not researched that yet. It's not what you think. It's only 1092 Vukrils. Does that stuff even exist in 1092? And Skybirds, up to 145 consecutive streams. Much appreciated. Happy Monday. Welcome back. You can't stop streaking, it seems. Apparently. Should probably get somebody to look into that. Diplomacy, Christian Catholic, of course. There's our money. This is our legacy. This is the number that's going to determine how we do in the game at the end. Basically, when the 400 turns are up, it's going to compare this number to everybody else to see how we did. And right now we're like probably a little above the middle of the pack, maybe. And this is our authority, which as you do stuff that it's more authoritative, this number goes up, and it also affects what kind of kingdom you're running. In this case, we are just the lowly people for the most part. But anyway, I did some reading up on how units work, because last week I was concerned that I only have this little group of choices. Not a big choice of recruiting troops. It's just basically the 4. As far as, infantry type stuff. Like, where are my archers? Where are my spearmen? That kind of stuff. And it turns out, if I was reading correctly, and what the information I found was correct, is it's dependent on how you are basically working on your military in your capital, is my understanding. And as that gets more and more advanced, different troops become available to you. So, hey, Zombie, welcome back. Bastard from northern France did conquer the England with the force of horsemen clad in mail armor with shields, spears, and swords. Well, he could have, but we're on the other side of the world, basically, so we wouldn't be seeing that yet. Although, I will point out that these bastards, somehow in Thomond, their garrison, they have troops that I don't have access to, namely archers and spearmen. heavily armed or heavily armored spearmen, basically, and archers, which I don't have, and nobody else in Ireland does either that I've seen. But he's got him in his garrison. He can't put him in his regular army, but they're in his garrison, and that's the reason why I can't really take that city. So, but all the other Irish don't have those units. So how he got those, I don't know, and they're not mercenaries either. So I'm curious. Just starve them? Well, here's the problem. If you try to starve them, as in you sit here in your siege, they come out and they kick your ass because it's a bigger force. 144 versus 110. And once we recruit this next unit, it'll probably go up to 115, maybe 120 at best. But anyway, enough talking. More turn processing. And we have no ships. He has lots of ships, which is good for me because he doesn't have the manpower to basically support a navy and an army. Neither do I, actually. That's why I went strictly army and not navy, because who needs a navy when you're conquering everybody on the land? Navy doesn't do us a whole lot of good at this point. So anyway, so on the left, this is our authority score, and on the right is our legacy score stuff. So as you can see, we're at 657. So Holy Roman Empire, 9,910 legacy. They might win. Just saying. But like I said, at 600, we are not these guys at least. But I would say we're just a little below halfway, or halfway. How many are there? 91. Yeah, so we're just above Buffalo, right around 50%. Go full fleet and colonize the Americas. Yeah, there's no Americas here. So, Iliad is proposing a trade deal. Okay. So, these guys are him? These guys, Ulster. Ulade Ulster. So they want a trade deal. I am okay with that. So currently our treaties are, we have cooperation with them and a marriage. So finally they want to do stuff. So they are going to give us 250 gold for a Kern unit. 4 of them. No. Is that 4? That can't be right. I'm going to go with a counter proposal. No. I got some extra metal you can have. See, that money is worth 13 bargaining points. How about we give you that? See if that works. I don't think it will, but it's entirely up to him. The claim of Southern is issued by musters, reflecting badly on our authority. So this is what's going on here is these douchebags have a claim on this territory, and until we squash them, it's hurting our ability to grow our authority. That's a really stupid mechanic because that's really a pain in the ass to control. It's not really that fair. In all honesty, that's a really dumb mechanic in my book, but that's the way it is. Skybird, the Holy Roman Empire was one of the biggest forces to prod the poor donkeys. Okay. The other major force was known for its slow, unholstered stools. I don't need to know this stuff. Anyway, these little icons mean stuff is happening in these provinces, specifically. Hamlet's been completed, so now this is a place that's considered a hamlet, which means population developing in the region, so several hamlets are forming, giving a place for people to call home. Peasants will work both the land and provide manpower as levies for the army. So in this case, it actually reduces our income here, but our manpower is increased by 4. Missing bonus of manpower because we don't have any livestock or grain here, and they want legumes, which we can at least trade into the area. But anyway, so food 7. I'm going to move you guys down to here. -5 food. We got a 47 stockpile, so it's going to last, 8 turns. So that should give us time to build some buildings. So anyway, so we build this, click this little button over here, and this lists all the different buildings that they would like us to build here. We don't have to. You can click this little crown button, and it uses your authority, and you can get a different selection of buildings to, build if you want to. But in this case, we should probably do what they want us to do. Because we have a crude smelter, a bloomery would reduce our infrastructure and money, but produces metal. We're okay on metal at the moment. We can do a tannery down on our commercial stuff. A keep. Local. This is a temporary structure, though, so we're not going to do that one yet. Wooden church. Storyteller. Nah. Manorial dements. So this increases or produces more food, reduces our infrastructure, but money. Do a church. Piety is actually in decent shape, though. I think we should do the food or this manorial dements. This actually opens up to higher tier farming buildings too. So we'll build that one. So 11. So that's good for 4 turns. This will be done in 3. So we're good. Get that done in 3 turns. So that's you. Our army grew, didn't it? Thought it did. Oh, look at our manpower generation jumped up. Go, because we just built a bunch of stuff. How soon can we develop the metropolis? Any day now. Just remember to avoid cultivating potatoes. Shh. Strangely enough, potatoes have not been a choice here. Irish mercenary currents. Didn't I just recruit one of these guys? Or are these... There's the Irish foot. They're not there. Those are slingers. These are all javelin men. So I'm not sure what the difference between these Irish kerns and the mercenary kerns are. But that means we can recruit more. Our combat power is 13, so we picked up another one for a whopping 3 power. Oh, they're not fully formed, probably, I'm gonna guess. They look green. Get more. Next turn. We can do at least... Wow, that's a lot. We'll just do 2 and see how this goes. Get all the cows together. That way you can construct a mootropolis. Also avoid tomatoes and chocolate. There were no potatoes in medieval Europe, and carrots were white. Were you there? Can you verify that? Because if it's based on artwork from the period, I would not trust that stuff. Did you see the way their eyes are drawn? Okay, so Freeman cottages have been completed here. So Freeman cottages gets us 3 money. Includes a bonus of 3 because we have horses here. Do we have horses? I don't see any. Oh, there's the horses. So we actually have horses. Stewardship goes up by 2. And manpower goes up by 1. Missing bonus of 3 money because we don't have any tools yet. Needs tile and brick imported from Argyala and a cost of 2 gold. So that's working. Ups our garrison too. So next building we want to build here is a farmer's market. That's a lot of food. We get all the bonuses because all the stuff that's here. Infrastructure goes down by 2. Money, that's a lot of money. Craftsman Borough. Infrastructure goes up by 12. Missing bonus because we don't have any tools. Garrison, 1 light, requires 5 population more, no problem. Milestone structure. This building has a pivotal role, and it will unlock several other buildings of importance. Traders Borough. So this is infrastructure, this is trade, Traders Borough, military stuff. A sunken opening. This is a temporary building. Pilgrim stuff. Or the alarm bell. Oh, we don't have any religious building. Where is this? Oh, this is Leinster. That farmer's market is huge. It's a lot of food. We got lots of food over here. Well, because all our farmers are here. Normally doing flax for food, studs, that's for infrastructure and manpower or tools. There's a farm, and then manorial demets. So, Craftsman's Borough. Structures prerequisite for second part of Tier 1 infrastructure or health buildings that represents the gathering of craftsmen into a single place where they can efficiently manufacture many goods. More infrastructure or more food. More infrastructure means build stuff faster. See, 9 turns. But if you turn all these guys down here, we're still at +4 on food, and they'll be done in 4 turns. Evil robots from the future were trying to destroy all the turnips because they were turnip haters. Haha, turnip haters. Hey, Brew, welcome back. I'm doing okay. How's Miss Gimpy? Oh, she's fine. She just got something straightened out with Amazon, so she's really happy. Most important question is how is Rocket? Rocket is... Where is he? He was doing fine earlier today. He was kind of... he went on his morning walk. He did well. Been getting his new treats. He likes those. He was supposed to come back and sleep after his little walk, which he did for a little bit. But then after our breakfast, we were both moving around quite a bit, so he wasn't able to really relax. So he was he wasn't anxious. He was just following us around. But now that we've settled down a little bit, he's settled down too. And I think he's in Mrs. Gimpy's office with her at the moment. You can play only as a nation, or you can play as a county in a nation too, like in Crusader Kings. Play as a county in a nation. Well, how big of a nation are you talking about? Because Ireland isn't a nation yet, but we start as I guess you would call it a county, because we actually started here in southern Neil, and we went out, we conquered these 3 here, and this one down here, and now we're working on everybody else. Does that answer your question? We're trying to form the nation of Ireland, actually, is the goal here, like in Crusader Kings. Byzantine Empire. Well, that's way over here. And I honestly don't know. I haven't tried. But my understanding is if you see all these little cities here, these are usually individual. See if they've got the little crown thing around them, that means you can play them. And as in Byzantine, I don't think you can. I don't know. I honestly don't know about Byzantine and Holy Roman Empire type stuff, because I don't see any of the crowns. Oh, there's one there, but that's Constantinople, so that's capital. So I don't know. I haven't tried. It didn't even occur to me. Tell you the truth. That's not usually the way I play these games. I usually go for the little guys and try to build them up, because it's too easy to stomp people if you're already a big guy. I know managing them and that kind of stuff is fun, but so you can see over here. So again, if you see a little crown, that means you can play them. But as far as that goes, see, France is nice and fun. See all the little different crowns in there. Holy Roman Empire. Yeah. Sort of. It looks like they've divided the HRE up a little bit. So you can play different spots there. That was Italy. Was I looking at Italy? It doesn't matter. That's Italy. This is Byzantine. That's Italy. This is France. But you can see all the little crowns and stuff. So France looks like it'll be fun. And Italy's got all kinds of different little crowns here, so you could start here if you really wanted to do the little guys. And Spain's looks pretty broken up too, sort of. So you get choices. Again, I haven't played Byzantine, so I don't know exactly how that works. I think Byzantine is just you just get to manage a big, massive clusterfuck. So I wouldn't do it, but if you want to, it's entirely up to you. But yeah, it looks like the bigger ones you might get a couple of small stuff in there, depending on how they're set up. Spain is all broken up. Maybe just needs a big hug. Kind of like England. England needs a big hug. I think the invasion on England has started, but I don't know how it's going. Not really paying attention. I got more important things to worry about over here. So anyway, here. So we're building the borough. Then we have Dublin over here. Dublin apparently has a problem with food. For some reason, Dublin has a double food intake. I don't know why. Each population is eating up 2 things of food, while everybody else, it's only 1. Except food usage from population, 19, right? We have 19 population. Over here in Dublin, food usage is 26, because we have 13. I don't know why. It's the only province that works that way that I've seen over here in Ireland. Everybody else seems to be, normal one food per population. But for some reason, Dublin is doubling. I see no explanation for it. Might be a bug, but it seems a little coincidental, maybe, to be in Dublin? I don't know. Doesn't make sense, but anyway, that's Dublin. Okay, so the glorious capital. So we have an armor smith, we have a stable, we have a spear maker. We've got a fortified village, and we've got a Fletcher. Yet we have no archers, and we have no cavalry, and we have no spearmen. But I think you have to build up your military in order to basically upgrade your troops, I think. So, oh look, irrigation system. So increase the food by 20, infrastructure reduced by 2. Salt house, food, get a bonus from having livestock and fish. Health is increased by 8, money goes down by 7. All resources are satisfied. We already have salt. Produce food, that's an option. Candle shop, this is commercial stuff. The leather workshop. Estimated changes, reduces infrastructure by 1, money by 6, equipment increases by 12. Bonus from wool and flax. Missing bonus of 3, equipment from not having any cotton. Needs leather, and we produce leather. We produce quilted or padded armors with other outer layer of thick army. It is essential workshop for the equipment of soldiers. So I guess I should build one of those. Despite the fact that we have an armor smith, I think we'll go with the leather shop here. Because I don't really care about a town crier or a prayer bell. Probably should, but... Oh, and the way these buildings work, it's kind of like a random selection type deal. So if you don't grab one of these that you probably should, you may not see it for a while. And that's what forces you kind of to use your authority to pick stuff, because you get to go through all the different types of buildings here. But even these are randomized to a point so that you won't always see these being available. Say for the shepherd house, this may not be here next time that it's time to build something. So go, oh, I really need that, I should grab that. And it eats up a authority point in order to choose it. But we don't need it, so we're okay, because we have a lot of that stuff coming in, because we have a nice little kingdom going on, so we got to have a lot of different production going on too. But anyway, we're going to do a leather shop just to increase our military prowess here a little bit. So I'm going to move our farmers down to there, get that down to 1 turn, and see if we can get that down to keep our food production up. So 2 turns. So we'll take you back down. So we get that leather shop in 1 turn and still produce a decent amount of food to keep growing our population. It's going to grow in 5 turns. What other buildings do we have here? We have a granary. I have the manorial defense, farmer's market already, the farm, chicken farm. We've got a craftsman bureau already, a wheel maker, a bog iron deposit, stonemason, and a rat catcher. We started with the rat catcher, if I remember right. And then a tannery. So turning our livestock into leather. There's that and stuff over here. So we got the Freeman cottages already, hamlet, and of course this is our king's residence. So we're good there. Then here we have growth in 2 turns. And Dublin growth in 3. So we can't build anything until we get some more population. And then our army power is up to 113, but we're recruiting, right? Recruiting 2 more Kerns. Irish mercenary Kerns. Again, in our army, that's not what they're called, but because it's just called the Irish Kerns. They look the same. I'm curious why they have a different name. But anyway, that is our stuff. Unless we want to do some little bit of diplomacy. We've been trying to kiss up to the English a little bit. So we do with them. We do some diplomacy. Go, hey, how you guys doing? Currently have a cooperation with them, meaning that what does that actually mean? It just helps build your reputation with them. Currently, our reputation with them is still neutral, but it's up to 36. You can see in the middle of the box there, it pops up. Normally, neutral is, 0. It starts at 0, and you have to build it up. So in this case, that one's actually -2. Cheshire. So here, we're going to offer them a gift. It's just automatic. It's going to send them a random amount of money, and it'll help us help increase our reputation with them. Never trust an Englishman, especially if you're Irish. But we're trying to make friends with the Irish, or not the Irish, the English, simply because in these type of games, the English like coming over here, and conquering, and we're trying to prevent that from happening, at least to slow them down. They should be more concerned with France at the moment, but they're trying to basically, stabilize this whole area. So I'm guessing the Scottish are next. They're doing okay up here, too. I'm sure they'll be fine. The English didn't do anything bad to these people hundreds of years ago. They'll be perfectly fine. Hey, look, our 30 went up 1. Crusaders are embarking across the ports of Rhodes, Cyprus, and Byzantium, a formidable gathering of foes, Crusader armies. An assembling of might and resolve, ready themselves for the sacred journey to liberate Jerusalem. Among their ranks stand knights and sergeants armored in their conviction and their steel, driven by a fervent desire to reclaim the Holy Lands. Strengthening their numbers are the storied orders of chivalry, each a bastion of martial prowess and devout purpose. The fleets of Venice and Genoa lead their sails and swords, emboldening this crusade with their renowned naval mastery. Good luck, guys. I'm busy. Okay, so the absurd claim of blah blah blah, I wish I could get rid of that. The numerous and steadfast nobles of Dublin have pledged their allegiance, adding to our authority with their formidable presence. +1 bonus to what? protect the people of Dublin and secure the land, the local lord has ordered the construction of a new trench and stakes. So this is a temporary building, military building they're doing. Trench and stakes only takes a turn. It'll be fine. Basically, they're getting paranoid because of these guys. You don't seem to be recruiting anybody. Or are they not? I'm in the wrong spot to recruit them, I guess. I don't want to leave this spot yet because of loyalty and authority stuff here. It's still kind of lowish. So, for some reason. We're not recruiting these guys. Maybe I have to recruit them over here. Oh, now these are Irish kerns over there. But here they're mercenaries. I'm confused on what that difference is supposed to be. These are mercenaries. Those are mercenaries. This is our... I guess it's because this is our home. So that's what it is. So 5 and 5. 2 hits, 3 effectiveness. 5 and 5, 2 hits, 3 effects. So they're basically the same thing. 18 money. 9. Oh, because we're recruiting them outside. That's what it is. We're recruiting them outside of here. How come we didn't actually recruit them down here? Anyway. What do we need in our little army?
Come on,
More currents
you
would be
pansy,
good.
get back in there and fight.
Let's do the currents. Two of those. That should get us down to 3, I think. So, anyway. So what are we waiting for here? Growth in 12 turns. Oh, 2 more turns until this manor is built. So according to the internet, it was the Normans that conquered Ireland. They did conquer Ireland. Yes, they did. They also conquered England, too. Sicily. Normans were busy, weren't they? Greedy French. Yeah, it was under Muslim rule at the time. Well, stuff happens. Okay, so leather shops and built here. Does that help us with recruiting anything? No. So what does it actually do for us? So leather shop. It says reduce more equipment, bonus stuff. It's leather. It's fine. So now we get to grow a population again. So move these guys up to there. Growth in 3 turns. Infrastructure, is that still a positive number? These guys are making money for us. This? Oh, that's right, difficulty one. And so we've got growth in 1 turn there. 2. 17 without 4. Okay, next turn. Oh, yeah, we still have to conquer Connacht too, to the north of us. But we're more worried about these guys because they're almost done. We have to finish them off. Oh, look at Sweden falling. How's that for being affairs? Sweden is underneath us. Of course, Aquitaine's underneath us too. England is proposing a trade deal. Cool. War. Missionaries are teach us a proposal for a transaction. What do they want? They're going to give us metal for troops. Is that 4 or is that? I think that's 4. I can't afford that. Counter proposal. No. I'll become your vassal, though. That'll go well. They don't want metal. Manpower? I'm not going to give them my manpower. Money? Yeah, give them a little bit of money. He's doing 15 metal. We don't need 15 metal. We don't need any metal at all. Alright, you give us a province. That's not going to work. Give us some money, and we will give you some metal. Give 44 metal, so it's half of my metal. That's fine. I'm sure he'll accept this. We won't find out until later. Okay, so the impudent claim of Munster, blah, blah, blah. You received a new regional decision, Art of Siege. So it does in a second. Nunley felt our offer was not to their best interest and rejected it. Good, because their offer sucked. Okay, so that diplomacy. So these are regional decisions. What we just got was the Art of Siege. So the Art of Besieging, or Keats, whatever, as Ancient named it, is known by the best generals, and when besieged, is also useful to resist. And when besieged, is also useful to resist the enemy for as long as at a time as possible. This decision will assist the besieger or besieged, depending if you play it offensively or defensively, with several possible effects, some depending on your general's prowess. Region must be under siege. There must be a friendly leader with at least 1 total rating, attack or defense. So these are little decisions. We only keep at most 12, so we're at 13. So we're going to randomly lose one of these if we don't use one. And so, send a counselor. Sending a counselor. You'll send one of your advisors or a spy to assist a peer of the realm in charge of one of your domains. This will boost his loyalty and might even increase one of his ratings. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So, this unfortunately eats up one of our authority, which we really don't want to do. Forced march. This will increase 2 movement points to all owned units in the region. Achieving surprise is half the victory. You must be a friendly leader with at least 1 total rating. So we could move these guys through in 1 turn, so we don't have to worry about getting caught by them. Call to arms. You receive 100 equipment points, but a penalizing modifier will be applied for the following 12 turns. If you keep your enemies closer, then it's
Hey
easier to
Gimpy,
stab them in
it
the
is time
back.
to take a break.
Not necessarily. Forge the land.
This break supports the purchase of Rocket's treats. If you would like to help Rocket feel like a puppy again, please visit gimpyknee.com/support or type !treats in chat. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Your next break is in 1 hour.
Counselor. I didn't want to eat up one of my just look at that one, didn't I? Sneak attack. Oh, this is a great one. Basically, declare war on somebody and attack them in the same round. Because normally when you declare war, you have to wait a turn before you can attack. These guys. 64 power. Oh, their garrison is only 102. We could take them. You guys up here. Oh, but we have no way of defending this spot. Power 16. See, he's got a little army here. Power 34. So we actually don't want to vacate here until we get some defenses. We should take a break. Quickest way to a man's heart is under the rib cage. Up under the rib cage with a long knife. Don't tell your wives that, though. Anyway, I need to get up, stretch my legs, get some water, see what Mrs. Gimpy and Rocket are up to. I'll be back in a few minutes to continue this turn, of course. So, anyway, be back shortly. Enjoy the dog video.